Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Isaac Ostrom. Thanks for checking out another one of my videos. Today I'm going to be taking a look at Custom's fast setting RedGard, which they call RedGard SPEEDCOAT. Now this product is a response to tile installers having to wait so long for regular RedGard to dry. I think, you know, when I was presented with these products, and this is also fast setting, this is a fast setting deck mud, and they call it SpeedSlope. So actually my Customs representative knew that I used a lot of kerdi and sheet membrane, and their first question was why don't you use RedGard or one of our products? And my response was that RedGard takes too long to dry, and also we use a lot of mortar beds, so we'd have to wait for our mortar beds to cure before we waterproofed. So their response was, well, we have this product that you can use a fast setting deck mud or dry pack, and then you can put this SpeedCOAT on it, and then so it's saying within, here I'll show this to you. So it is saying SpeedSlope set time, which is our deck mud, is 1 hour. SpeedCOAT cure time, 2 coats, will take 2 hours. So this is supposed to be ready to tile in 3 hours. So I'm here in my workshop, and I'm going to use a bonded flange instead of a 3-part drain, because basically to use a 3-part drain you would have to use the divot method, which is it's very impractical when you can use any kind of bonded flange. This is a kerdi-drain, most popular one, so I'm going to use it. And the divot method, if you don't know what it is, look it up, but it's kind of cumbersome, and I don't want to make a video that nobody's going to ever try or use. So my videos are aimed at you guys to use this in a real-world application. So here I am in my shop. We're going to make the deck mud. We're going to make the SpeedCOAT. We're going to see if we can get it done in 3 hours, ready to tile. It is about 1:30 on Friday. We'll see if we can do it. Here we go, guys. Here's our SpeedSlope. I'm going to mix it up just like I would deck mud. I don't have a mud box here. It's such a small amount, I'm just going to do it in a bucket. Okay, see, I mix this up just like I do the rest of my deck mud. Just enough water to hold it together in a clump. Thing I've noticed about the SpeedSlope is it clumps a lot easier than the Dynacrete that I'm used to working with. Not that big of a deal though. I've actually used this stuff before. It's pretty good. It's such a small little area. It's hard for me to use anything but this little 6-inch taping knife to get, you know, be able to get a trowel in here. But I'll do the best I can. Okay, so I'm feeling pretty good about this. It's now about 1:45 o'clock. I got the SpeedSlope down. Got a pretty smooth, nice little bed. It says rapid setting allows tile in 1 to 2 hours, so I'm just gonna go up front back in the showroom and keep checking on this, and as soon as it's ready, I'm gonna put the SpeedSlope on. Okay, so now it's 3:15, so this has been installed for about an hour and a half. I got the heater on, it's 70 degrees. I even mixed warm water with the SpeedSlope to make sure this went off. You know, it's still a little soft, doesn't feel hard like I can knock on it, but I think, you know, I'm following the instructions, so I'm gonna go ahead and put the SpeedCoat. I keep getting these terms mixed up. I say SpeedSlope, SpeedCoat. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this, so we'll see what happens. But yeah, so here is the mortar bed, and it looks pretty good. I mean, again, it's nice and smooth, but I can still feel, you know, it still feels a little soft. I'm a little worried that when I start putting the SpeedCoat on there that it's going to want to take up the sand, but let's give it a whirl. Get this stuff going. You can see it's a lot deeper red color than RedGard, so just as a comparison, I'll just do the lids. So that's the difference between regular RedGard over here and the SpeedCoat. It's already red, which is interesting, but just a side note. So yeah, here we go. I'm just going to pour a little out into my paint roller. I don't think it takes a whole lot. I mean, 6 mils is pretty thin. Okay, so now you can also see that I got my reinforcing of my fiberglass mesh tape embedded in here as best I can. They say to do it at the changes of plane. So I'm gonna go ahead and use my roller and start putting it in. Oh, that's not working. It's already taken my mud bed up. So my mud bed's not ready yet. Ah, what a pain in the ass. Let's try a trowel. So this was an hour and a half, and so they're saying that it's going to be ready in an hour. Again, an hour and a half. I've had the heater on in here. It's over 70 degrees. It's like 75 degrees in here. I used hot water to mix the mud with, and it already peeled up. So that's what my roller did right there. Okay, so the roller didn't work. We're gonna try a trowel and see what happens. So this seems to be working better. So as I'm working, it seems to be going on the flat areas fine, but my mesh tape just isn't really working. It's just becoming loose. It's not as sticky as regular RedGard, which I'm not real happy about. It doesn't seem to want to hold things in place. You can see our tape just doesn't want to stay in place. The rest of it seems to be going on pretty good though. I'm just gonna pour a little more on there. You know what, I think I'm gonna have to ditch this reinforcing fabric. It's just getting in the way. It is just a mess. So again, the roller works pretty good on the wall surfaces. So mills, which is this side here. So I'm just going to take it. If you can see there, it looks like I'm almost there. So yeah, it looks like the brush works pretty good. After the initial trowel on is done, I'm just going for evenness now. Trying not to get areas with too thick a buildup. It actually covers really well. Well, it's not too bad. Okay. It's a lot different than regular RedGard. It's not water based, so it's kind of gummy. And my tools and my hands, I kind of got it on my camera. I'm pretty clean though. My clothes, I don't think I really have anything on me. But I'm going to see if alcohol will clean this up. Alcohol should cut it if it's, I don't know. Again, it's not water based. I don't know what it is, but. Okay, so here's coat number one. When I first started applying it, I was like, no way is this stuff going to work. And now I'm actually feeling pretty good about it. It seems like you can apply it and it kind of wants to stay in its own place. Again, I took out the mesh tape because the mesh tape wasn't staying in place. It just kept gooping up and moving around and was causing me some problems. So I took that out, but I think it would still work. I'm back. It's 5:30. So the first coat was installed. I had it all wrapped up right before 4 o'clock, so it's been an hour and a half. It's still tacky to the touch on the sides, and then, you know, it's just still tacky. So, you know, them saying it's an hour between coats, again, just not accurate. I gotta go. It's Friday. It's 5:30. I gotta get home. So I'm going to go ahead and put the other coat on there. It might be too soon. It probably is because it should be all the way dry, I would imagine. But it's still just tacky. So I'm going to put the other coat, fill in any pinholes or anything. Yeah, this is going on pretty good. I was afraid it was going to peel up the layer underneath it, but it's not doing that at all. Okay, so I'm back. It's 8 o'clock in the evening. I left here at 5 o'clock. And here is my pan. It's still, let's see, still a little tacky to the touch. But for the most part, looks like it's got a film on it that, even though it didn't change color, it has a different, it doesn't look wet anymore. So again, if this is 8 o'clock, I started this, finished the float about 1:45, 2 o'clock. So 6 hours. So I guess you could say you could float a pan, get it ready for water test in 6 hours. Not quite 6 hours, not quite the 3 hours that they're promoting here. So far on initial pouring of the water, looks good. Don't see any bubbles or anything. There's my Sharpie mark. So we will see what it looks like after the weekend. Give this 2 days. Actually more than 2 days. It's Friday. We'll check it on Monday. Okay, I'm back over the weekend. It's Monday morning, and initial look at my mock-up, and everything looks good. Water level hasn't gone down. Everything looks sound, so I'm going to go ahead and drain it and just make sure. I'll probably peel up a little bit of it just to make sure to see how it adhered and everything, but everything looks great. Water level hasn't dropped at all. There's our mark. Everything's looking really good. This is like 2.5 days of sitting underwater. Looks good. Okay, so my thoughts on the RedGard SpeedCoat here. All in all, I think it's a good product. Do I think I'll use it? No. For one, it took a lot longer than the directions said for the cure times. The SpeedSlope, it said set time 1 hour. At 1.5 hours, it was still really soft and I couldn't use a roller. If you notice in the video, it started to peel the layers of the mud up. And even after I started using the trowel, I had to be really delicate or else it was going to peel that mud up. And then also it said SpeedCoat cure time, 2 coats at 2 hours. Each coat again wasn't quite ready at 1 hour. So it says ready to tile in 3 hours. The way I did it, and again, this is the first time doing it, so I could have done something wrong. I would say you're more like 6 hours, 5 or 6 hours. And so you're really not saving a whole lot. I mean, if it was just like a quick little, maybe a shower niche or a bench or something that you had to get on right away, maybe. Another thing that I noticed is that the RedGard, when it went on, it didn't have any body to it. So unlike regular RedGard, like you'll notice you can trowel it, and if you put it in a plop, it'll stay. This stuff is just really viscous. If you pour it out, it just wants to spread. So it's a little bit harder to work with. So yeah, all in all, I think that it may have some uses, but for us, for shower pans, thumbs down. I'm really happy with the way we've been doing it lately with sheet membrane, and then the two-part like Ardex 8+9 over the top just to waterproof the seams. That way is the fastest that I can think of, and for me probably the most waterproof. So anyways, thanks again for watching my videos. Hope you got something out of it. Click like and subscribe and share this video with someone who you think could use it. Alright guys, see you on the next one.